Hey friend, so I got married. It's been almost 3 weeks and I'm still pinching myself. How is this my life? How is this real? 5 years ago, I was coming home from being blacked out drunk, covered in puke, shaking from the amount of alcohol in my system, not caring what happened to me because of years of battling depression and suffering from suicidal thoughts and nightmares. All I could see was the inevitable divorce ahead and my life crumbling in front of me. There was only sadness, brokenness, heartbreak, and darkness. I could have never imagined this moment, this beautiful moment to be where I am today. And you might be watching this like, well, I'm experiencing sadness, pain, I'm going through brokenness, through heartbreak. Life is dark, and you wouldn't be alone in how you're feeling and what you're going through. We've all gone through that in this life. So you might be asking, well, Josh, how did you get to this moment? And I can't say anything else before saying it's a miracle. I tell my wife, Kaylin, every single day, she's a miracle. Because I could not have planned this, written this, created this. It's a miracle. All I can do is embrace it, accept it, and be thankful, because this is not what I wanted. No one wants to go through pain. No one asks to be hurt or desires suffering in their life. But thank God things didn't go the way that I wanted. I wanted my wife at the time to see how deeply I loved her, that I really was trying to be there for her even as I battled depression. But in the end, I was told I wasn't enough and I was left for someone else. It reminds me of a proverb that I read as a child. It always stood out to me, but I don't think I truly understood it until I began this new chapter of my life. A man makes plans in his heart, but the Lord directs his steps. There are many beautiful, wonderful plans that we have with good intents, with a desire to do good and to bring about good into the world. There was nothing wrong with me wanting to fight for my previous marriage and wanting to make that work. But I believe God was showing me that as far as I would go to fight for the good in someone else, I needed to begin to fight for my life, to fight for the good in myself so that I could better fight for the good in others. Also, I was about to meet my real wife. My miracle was just around the corner. I could have never known that in the most painful moment of my life, I would meet my kapuso, leading me to the most beautiful moment of my life. Kapuso is a Filipino phrase meaning sharing the same heart. Before I left Los Angeles to move back to my hometown, my best mate Paris said to me, Josh, you need someone that loves like you, someone that will fight for the good in you the same way that you would fight for the good in them. And I obviously didn't know it at the time, but Paris was saying that I needed my kapuso. He was referring to Kaylin, and we didn't even know it. So yes, this moment is a miracle. But the miracle doesn't begin until you choose the miracle, until you actively position yourself to receive it. If your back is turned and walking away, you won't be ready to see it, to embrace it. You have to choose to turn around, to look at it and walk towards it until it's right in front of you. I obviously couldn't recognize it at the time. It was too far off into the distance. But as I moved closer and closer, all of a sudden I was staring at it face to face on October 23rd. And my wife isn't the only miracle. Me being alive is a miracle. Being in my family's lives again is a miracle. The friends I made in Los Angeles, in Kansas City, and in my hometown Springfield that were there for me all these years are all miracles. And each of them I was able to receive because of the position I chose to place myself in. When I was told I wasn't enough, and love wasn't enough, I looked right back into those eyes and said, I am enough. And love is more than enough. Love is everything. Love is the cause of good. Love is at the root of every good thing that grows. And it was in that moment I knew I had to reposition myself. Because if love is at the root of every good thing that grows, then I knew I needed to plant myself in good soil, to be showered and surrounded by love. For me, repositioning looked like therapy. It looked like meditation. It looked like prayer. It looked like hanging out with good friends, moving in with my parents, grabbing a beer with my sister, and going over to my brother and sister-in-law's house all the time. It looked like going to my nephew's basketball games and my niece's dance recitals. It looked like being involved in my gym community. It looked like learning from and listening to spiritual leaders that have much more wisdom and life experience than myself. It looked like going to a brewery every Sunday to hang out with my best friend who worked behind the bar, who just now became my wife. So what does repositioning look like for you? Your miracle will come. Just don't give up. Don't quit. Whatever direction you've been going up to this point, you can turn around. You can reposition yourself. You can begin to walk towards your miracle. Yes, it will take time. But I'm telling you, all that time, all that effort will prepare you to receive it and embrace it. My friend, as always, my heart for you is to choose love, to seek peace, and embrace joy. I love you. Have a great day.